Hey folks, this is Nate coming at you on Friday. What day is it? April 17th. So it's been probably more than a month, I think, since I posted anything. But today I wanted to do a bit of a Friday mail call. I had come back to me earlier this week two canning hilts that I got as sort of Black Friday deals last year. Last what was it? Yeah, last November 26th, and sort of had them sitting on my shelf for a little bit, kind of wondering what to do with them. And then an opportunity came up when I posted a saber sale that a particular installer saw a saber that I was selling and offered a trade. He offered basically the value of the hilt I was selling in installs. So I sent him these two hilts, and he agreed to install them for me as the trade. And so that ended up working out really well. I think both of us sort of got what we wanted. So these are two Prequel canning hilts. This is the KR Sabers Obi-Wan Kenobi version 2. This is the V2. This is Padawan hilt. And this is the KR version, which is the one I've been waiting for. This is my, assuming that I couldn't get a hold of the orbital machining version, which is sort of the grail of this hilt. But of the ones that are currently in production and available, this is definitely my favorite version. It's the KR Sabers one. And then this is the Watto's Junkyard Tusken Slayer. And this is the also the Gen 2. And so these both got installed with Proffie 3.9, as always. I do all my sabers with Proffie. And then I had also made an additional request of him to wire these up with 20 gauge so that they could be optimized for the KR 3.5 blade. So, which was also cool. I'm glad I remembered to ask him about that, because I don't know if that's something that people do by default or not. But these were done up really well, and these were installed by Juan Ramirez, who now runs Kessel Custom Sabers. So that shop was previously run by Carlos Hernandez, who sort of left the hobby, I think maybe 2 years ago now. And then I think about a year ago, he made an arrangement with Juan to take over the business. And Juan was already doing installs on his own, but he agreed to take the shop over and do it under that business license. And I'm glad he did. Juan does great installs. I recommend him for anyone.
You are asking me to be rational. That is something I know I cannot do.
Does great work. You got the little blinkies there for me, all done up. So these two are where my canning configs are resting now. So the Anakin V1, V2, V3, the V2 updates that I did, part 1, 2, 3, those are now on here. And so, so I'm totally stoked about that. Really, really liking these hilts. Now, one of these I'm actually going to be offering away to a good friend of mine in the hobby, who's a really, really big fan of the prequels, same as me. And he's been really after both of these installed versions as badly as I've been. So I've offered up one of these to him. I was going to let him choose, and I was going to keep the other. So this is the install for the Tusken Slayer Gen 2. It's a nice all-in-one with a nice with an embedded speaker there, which gives a much better sound quality there. And now this particular chassis, because of space and whatnot, this was not wired up with a kill switch, which is fine. It's what I wanted. But that's totally fine because this is programmed with Deep Sleep on Proffie OS 7. So, and I found over time that the Deep Sleep, so long as you don't have like a bunch of LED programming going on, that's going straight from the board. It does battery preservation pretty well. So, and now this is the KR. And this is, I believe he's using a Saber Bay chassis for this one. This is basically just these are straight up installs, nothing too fancy. I basically just wanted something that can hold a 3.9 board, get some pretty good sound quality. Something short of a. I don't want these to be shelf queens. I kind of wanted these to get some use. The one thing about this particular Saber Bay chassis is it comes in two parts, but the way that it's broken up is that the board is on the upper part, so I have to take the chassis out from the top if I want to do updates on the board, because this part just contains the battery and the speaker. Oops, I gotta turn it on. I thought it was already in the on position, but it wasn't. It was in the off position. That's right, there it goes. And so you just have to remember which is on and which is off, because since it doesn't connect to the board, it doesn't make a sound when you turn on the kill switch. There it goes. Now, I believe this one is installed with, I think, a 22 or 24 millimeter, and this is got a 28. So this one has a little bit beefier of a sound. And plus this particular pommel gives really good sound resonance, which makes it just that much better. And Cal, excuse me, over at KR, I know he always does really good designs, with these kinds of optimizations in mind. And this is a KR 3.5 blade.
This is Obi-Wan Kenobi. The negotiations were short. Obi-Wan Kenobi.
It's one of my favorite
Master
ones.
Yoda said I should be my...
May I ask why?
General Kenobi.
One of my favorite ones.
May I ask why a Jedi Knight It's all the way out here on Geonosis.
It's not the Geonosis. Geonosis? No. It's the Camino one, the
General Kenobi!
May the Force be...
Master Kenobi, you disappoint me.
hang on.
May I...
Master Yoda said I should be mindful of the future. You seem a little on edge.
Trying to find it.
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Master Yoda said...
May I ask... General Kenobi. Master Kenobi. Obi-Wan.
This is the one. I love the sound on this hum. And the blast with that little gargling sound. That one. So, definitely happy to have some Canon Prequel Sabers. Definitely happy to have some Canon Prequel Sabers finally active in my collection, not just sitting here as empties. Super stoked about that. And even though I'm going to be selling one of them to a buddy of mine, just knowing he'll have it still makes me happy, because he'll treat them just as well as I will, if not better, and he'll definitely appreciate it. And I told him that if he ever decides to sell it, whichever one he chooses, he'll have to give me the right of first refusal to buy it back. So it's all good. You just need to find the there it is. So I ended up last Black Friday, I had acquired, well, in that time period. So these were the hilts that I got for deals on Black Friday. I think I found this one for about $200 empty, and I found this one for I think it was like $230 or $240 empty. And given the condition that it was in, that seemed like a really, really solid deal. So I went after those. And then the only other hilt that I've purchased in that year was later in the month, late in December, right before the end of the year, where I got in on a hilt run with AZ up in Canada. And that hilt will be coming down to me next Wednesday. So later next week, I will have a special mail call video when that one shows up installed. I'm super stoked about it. I think some of you who interact with me on Facebook already know what it is. So yeah, definitely looking forward to that. So it's going to be a fun week of Sabers leading into May 5th or May 4th. So yeah, so I hope everybody has a great weekend, and I will see you on the next video. Take care.